Hello fellow mutants, welcome back to another video, and in this video, as I nearly butchered my intro, we're going to talk about Star Wars. I know, surprise, me talking about Star Wars yet again. Shocker, shocker. But in this case, it's an article on Cinnamon Blend that says, will Star Wars Oscar Isaac play Poe Dameron again? Here's what the actor says. Now, I recently did a stream. It would be like yesterday for me, where I did go off and do like play like some scenarios of how like Disney could like make Disney Plus shows in the sequel. Like, blah, blah, blah. Let me backtrack a bit. I was saying in my recent stream that I did yesterday, by the time this video uploads, that my issue with Star Wars at the moment, Disney Star Wars, is that they want us to enjoy the sequel trilogy era, right? But like the critics the people who dislike the sequel trilogy era, they want them to like the Disney trilogy era. But what do they really have? Aftermath series, the Battlefront 2 resurgence level, and the Resistance show. And out of those three, Aftermath, the Battlefront 2 level I'm referring to, and Resistance, I have to say that the Battlefront 2 is the best one of the two that I've seen. I haven't read the Aftermath books, so to be fair, I cannot say that comment on them personally. But I did hear like mixed reviews on them. So like, I did propose, what if there was like a Rey show? What if there's like a Finn show? Hell, they could even bring in a Poe Dameron show, right? And feature Rey and Finn. And through the Poe show, it could lead to the Rey show. That would lead into the Poe show, or Finn show. That would lead into Finn and Rey, a Finn and Rey show that would essentially help. They are like trying to find Force sensitives to rebuild the Jedi Order. But I don't see Disney doing that, to be honest, at the moment. And unless that day happens, I will always have like, I always say that the sequel trilogy timeline is my least favorite. I mean, don't get me wrong, before I read the article, I'm a huge fan of like the prequel era, the original trilogy era, right? And I don't mind them, like Disney, doing stuff in that era, but let's see more content in the sequel trilogy era. Out of the three eras, the sequel trilogy era is the era that we know the least. Let's have some more content in the sequel trilogy era. I don't see what is so difficult about that, to be honest. But speaking of that, will Star Wars Oscar Isaac, I guess they meant will Star Wars actor Oscar Isaac play Poe Dameron again? Here's what the actor says, and I will have this article in the pinned comments down below, so if you guys want to read it yourselves, you can. So it says, is it over for the Skywalker saga? Recently, it feels like the Lucasfilm is starting to make an effort to launch a new era within the Star Wars timeline that doesn't completely rely on the story and family that started it all. And before I continue, I'll be okay with, like, I feel like a lot of fans would be okay if the Skywalkers were not the, like, main lead and were, like, side characters, kind of like how the sequel trilogy was, because Luke Skywalker, Leia Skywalker, or Leia Organa were side characters. The only Skywalker lead that was present in the sequel trilogy was Kylo Ren. But so yeah, I feel like a lot of fans will be okay with Star Wars not using the Skywalkers as their main lead, which I feel like part of the reason why Mandalorian has done so well. and why I feel like, for me at least, why I like the second season of Rebels so well, or I think that's part of why look Rebels in general did well, because it didn't really have the Skywalkers as the main lead. Sure, it had Vader in season 2 and a hint in season 4. Sure, it had Princess Leia in it, and sure, it had like a little cameo of Luke in the far distance as like a silhouette. But Rebels didn't have the Skywalkers as the main lead. Mandalorian really had Luke Skywalker in like what, one episode, and he wasn't exactly the main lead. Sure, he might have been our prominent figure in the last episode because he essentially took Grogu. But that Mandalorian is debatably the best Star Wars thing under Disney since Rogue One, and Rogue One had Vader in it, and he wasn't exactly the main lead. It was like a side character. So yeah, I will fully welcome the Skywalkers not being the main lead for a future trilogy or a future Star Wars saga. Like, if that makes sense. Like having a 4-part movie, if that makes sense. Anyways, I'm gonna shut up and read. With that in mind, we have to wonder if fan favorites from this period of the franchise will be explored down the line, like Oscar Isaac's Poe Dameron. In the past, the actor hasn't seemed interested in the prospect of returning, but let's talk about the latest thoughts he shared when when asked about playing the pilot again. After wrapping up after wrapping up the role of Poe Dameron in 2019, The Rise of Skywalker, Oscar Isaac said he was more inclined to make handmade movies than standing in front of the blue screen for major franchises like Star Wars. And he memorably joked that he would return to Dameron if he needed another house. Here's what he says now. Oscar Isaac is keeping his options open, per his words to Sirius XM. While it certainly doesn't sound like he's returning back to the orange jumpsuit in the near future, the actor isn't shutting down the idea of returning to the galaxy far, far away. If the project came his way, two things seem to factor into how he's making decisions moving forward. He has to form a connection with the story and filmmaker, and he has to have enough time to actually do the project. Oscar Isaac is 33 years old and has two young sons, a 5-year-old and a 2-year-old. I won't say their names on in this video, but it does list his names. They're his son's names, I mean. When he started working on the sci-fi franchise back in 2014, the actor was not yet married and wasn't a father. He may have different priorities these days and be pickier about the projects he decides to sign on for. I could certainly see Lucasfilm exploring Poe Dameron in the future with a Disney Plus series, focus on the character or even a solo movie, or film, let's say, said. But on the other hand, the actor and the cast of the Star Wars sequel trilogy dealt with a lot of unforeseen changes in creative direction and so forth. Isaac previously opened up about Disney's overlords for not being ready to bring Poe or Finn's relationship to the screen after his push. It was as well for it as well as a lot of fan excitement for it to become canon. Which I'm guessing he meant the whole thing about in The Force Awakens. I remember hearing some fans wanting Poe and Finn to be gay. I personally didn't like, as long as it made sense to the story. I didn't care. Yet again, it didn't affect me that they didn't make those two characters gay. So like, I don't watch movies because oh my god, Who is Rey going to sleep with next? Who is Oliver Queen going to sleep with next in this Arrow show? Who is Bruce Wayne going to sleep with next? Is it going to be Catwoman? Or Talia Ghul? Oh no! I don't do that. I'm not those type of people. I'm not interested in like those type of relationships. If it makes sense, I will back it. But if it doesn't, I will say it doesn't make sense. Anyways, since wrapping up as Poe, Oscar Isaac has been a part of some big projects like Dune, which Star Wars has roots in, and Marvel's Moon Knight, which could lead him being one of the new MCU heroes to join the next Avengers movie. We'll have to see how it all pans out as we follow all the upcoming Star Wars coming our way. But you can stream his past Star Wars appearances using the Disney Plus subscription. Because, yeah, Oscar Isaac was in the Secret Trilogy and like 2-3 times in that Resistance show that I'm like about. So long story short, I think it's like a maybe. Poe Dameron, Oscar Isaac is saying like maybe. He's not confirming he's coming back. He's not shutting anything down. I think he's like, it seems like from these comments he's leaving his options open. And if he does come back to being Poe Dameron, I'll be okay with it. I mean, even this article has said something that I like be open to. I like the whole idea of what I was saying earlier about how me being frustrated with Disney, Star Wars, because they want fans like me who are really critical about the era to love it, but outside of like Resistance, that level in Battlefront 2 and Aftermath was like what? All like 5-ish years ago. We haven't had any content in the sequel trilogy. Disney has put all their, or Lucasfilm has put all their like money in making content in the original trilogy era, the prequel trilogy era. They even made a new era called the High Republic era. But like I said in my stream yesterday, by the time I'm uploading this video, I feel that if Lucasfilm made more content in the sequel trilogy era, having a potential Poe Dameron series that could essentially lead into a Rey series, that could lead into a Finn series, that could lead into a Finn and Rey, maybe with the help of Poe a bit, resurrecting the Jedi Order series, that could offspring different series out of that. Fans will also, more people that may be critics now might be more open to the Secret Trilogy timeline, right? Which will mean more money for Galaxy's Edge. Otherwise, in my opinion, Disney should make Galaxy's Edge be some prequel, some original, some sequel. If they're not gonna go the route I just said. But I think having a Poe Dameron Disney Plus show could be a thing. To get fans, at least start to get fans who are critical of the Secret Trilogy to enjoy it. If they play their cards right. If they do their cards right. So anyways, what do you guys think about this article? Again, I will put the link in the description down below so you guys can form your own opinions about based off like your reading of this, no matter how many times you guys want to. But let me know how you guys feel about this. I'll actually be open to a Poe Dameron show, but let me know in the comments down below. Love you guys. Have a wonderful day, and may the force be with us all.